Hello fellow adventurers, and welcome back to Adventure 50. Today we're going to do a short video on some of the upgrades and additions I've made to the bike so far. First one's obvious, it's right in front of us, and that was to add the channel logo and the Adventure 50 across the bottom to let people know we are on YouTube. Second one I made was to change the mirrors. The stock mirrors were terrible for me because I'm a big guy. I'm 6 foot tall, 280 pounds. I'm wide. And for me, the mirrors didn't come out wide enough to see past my shoulders, which was a problem. So the first thing I did before putting the mirrors that were on there now was upgraded to these little extensions. These are ones I got off of Amazon, added them to the mirror, and they brought the mirror out further, and I could see much better, but I honestly hate the way they look. And also, I do like the mirrors out even a little bit wider than these go, because I like a wide field of vision, especially when there's a lot of traffic around. So I dumped these. Yeah, let's just dump those. Okay, next, I upgraded to the double take mirrors. These are what so many adventure bikes have, and although this isn't a true adventure bike, in the spirit of an adventure bike, I went with the double take mirrors. And I absolutely love them for a couple of reasons. One, very easy to mount. All you have to do is screw the stud in, and it has a ram ball on top. It's a ram mount, basically. So with that being said, you have this extension arm, and they actually make longer extension arms than even this one, but this one's fine. You lock the ball here, you lock the ball there, put it in the position you want, and then crank it down, and it doesn't move. It's solid. What this did was it gave me the ability to move my mirrors a little bit lower, so they came down a little bit, and they came out wider. And then from there, you can adjust the angle upward or downward. And for me, they are the perfect mirrors. And what's great is if I'm riding off-road, I can absolutely flip these up and out of the way so I don't hit them on any branches or anything else. So they have a lot of advantages. They are a little pricey. You know, I think I paid like $130 or so for the pair. But they came with all the hardware, you know, the extension arm and everything. Well worth it in my opinion. So the next addition I made was to add a phone case mount system. I'm using the SP Connect. The SP Connect is very similar to the quad lock that's a little bit more popular than this. I just find this to be built a little bit better, but they're so close that I really couldn't choose one over the other. I just happened to go with this system. At the time when I purchased it, it was slightly less money. So what I have on here now is I have my older phone case from before I upgraded my phone with the actual rain cover. So let me show you that. This is on here, a rain cover to make it waterproof. That just slides off. Your phone just pops in here and it holds very well when it's on it. It won't come out of that case. I've actually crashed with the phone in the mount, and the phone didn't come out of the case, and the locking mechanism did not fail. So I have this in the, you know, in the vertical position. You can turn it to the horizontal position, and then it comes right off. Now you can adjust this so that way it holds your phone in the vertical position or the horizontal. I prefer the vertical, and I like my phone mount here. And let me show you again. This is the SP Connect phone mount. I prefer it here so it doesn't block my speedometer when I'm riding. I also use it for my navigation. Now, this little piece on here is an anti-vibration mount. I added that to play it safe because your newer iPhones, the iPhone 13 and your latest Galaxy phones, with their optical zoom lenses and their wide angle lenses that they have now, they're very sensitive to vibrations. I've read horror stories of phones that have literally destroyed the cameras through vibration on a bike. So for $23, I added the anti-vibration mount. So, and that also keeps the camera from, not the camera, but the phone from shaking. Now, again, this is the SP Connect mount. What I like about it over the quad lock, because I also have a quad lock, is that this is actually metal and not plastic. I believe on my quad lock, and the quad lock I don't use anymore, so don't remember 100%, but I believe it was plastic. And at the time, they didn't have a vibration mount. So I went with this system. Very easy to mount. It's just a clamp down system. It just clamps, and then there are spacers to get you to the right width. You can turn this too, left, right, up, down, so it's fully adjustable. And that's the main system I use there. And like I said, it works well. I've crashed with it on my other bike, and phone stood still, nothing broke. And with the waterproof cover I had on it, actually protected the phone, no damage at all. So let me come around this side. Another addition is my Oxford wheel lock. That's the Oxford wheel lock. This particular one is made for scooters. It's a little smaller, and I just keep that on. I know if somebody really wants the bike, they can literally just lift it and put it into a van, but that just gives it a little extra visual deterrent. I also know those locks can be broken very easily, but again, it's like a $25 little bit of extra security for my own brain. So just wanted to show that. Now, I've discussed it before in the other video, so now it's time to give you my assessment of my Corbin seat. So what I didn't say in the last video was that, and I forgot to mention it, but I should have. When I mounted this, there was a little bit of a problem, which was that the latch wasn't locking. And for the life of me, I couldn't get it to lock. It wasn't lining up properly. So I got in touch with Corbin. I sent them an email. Within like 6 hours, I had a reply, and they told me exactly what was wrong. And what it was is basically that the latch wasn't coming down straight. So they just told me to get 2 rubber spacers and put them in. Sure enough, I got the 2 rubber spacers, put them in, and everything lined up fine. One of the things they explained was that you have bumpers that sit over here and over here, and they're really thick. And that because the bumpers are new, they're not compressed yet. And what they explained is as I ride, those are going to compress, which would bring the latch to the right position. But in the beginning, they're not compressed. And they tell you it takes about 2,000 miles to break this seat in. So they said it would take a little bit to compress, but they will compress. So adding those spacers in there, and those spacers was like, I think 85 cents at Lowe's. Put the spacers in, locked it down, no problems now. Now it locks without a problem. As far as the seat itself, as we know, I've explained before, it moves me back about 2.5, 3 inches, which just gives me a little bit more room to spread out when I'm riding. It's a little wider of a seat, so it's more comfortable, and the comfort is night and day. So just want to give everybody an update, because people have been asking, tell us how comfortable it is. It's very comfortable. And as you know, we had added the Chase and Harper bags, and I did a video on that, so you can go back and check that out. These bags are holding up perfectly. I love them, and they match the bike really well. Now, the last thing I have is a fender eliminator kit for the back, and I still have not gotten around to installing that. So that's going to be installed. I'll do a video on that once it's done. I got that one from Scooter Swap Shop, and I really like that one better than the other options that are out there. And again, slightly a little bit more money, but it's a plug and play. You don't have to cut wires. Not that it's hard to do, but I'd rather just not have to deal with cutting the wires and rerouting the wires at all. It's all just simple plug and play. Now, some people have asked me if I was going to change the windshield. For me, no. This windshield, I know some people don't like the height, because they feel like it pushes the air into their face. For myself, I actually like the air hitting me in the face. When it's hot like it is today, it's a 95-degree day, and a little on the humid side, I ride in a full face, and I fully gear up all the time. I like to be able to pop that lid open a little bit and have that air blow right under my mask and cool me down. It helps so much with, with keeping me cool. I also wear glasses and they have a tendency to fog up, so that helps with that as well. Now, when it's a little colder, I push that up and actually it deflects it over my head. So, and I'm 6 foot. So, I know there are people who are taller who have it, hit it, and they feel like it pushes their head around. I haven't found that, not at all. So I'm keeping the regular windshield. So really that's the only thing I can think of. I don't think I'm going to do many more things to it, other than eventually maybe upgrade the variator and all that good stuff to, punch out a little bit more top speed. But realistically, where am I going with? I'm going to need much more than, 70 miles an hour. I mean, right now, I can get this up to about 65. They say that kit will bring it up to about 70. I don't think I need more than that. I think it'll be fine. So those are basically the things I've done so far. So if you like what you've seen and you want to see more content, hit like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. We will be doing more content. There's actually going to be some trips coming up that I'm going to film. I recently purchased the Insta360 camera so I can take some really great videos to go along with my GoPros, and that's going to be the next step. There's a camping trip that's planned. We're going to film down the line a little bit closer to the end of the summer, and like I said, we're going to get some really nice footage. We've got the drone ready now. We've got the GoPro. We've got the 360 camera, so we are ready to go. Thank you for watching.